Hello, Gabbers, and welcome back to Girls Unscripted. My name is Kate.
And my name is still Carolyn.
Thank God.
Thank God it hasn't changed.
I don't think I would have been able to handle that.
In this economy?
Before we started recording, as you guys probably know, especially from last episode, I have become the spritz bitch. And all these spritz companies, Loverboy, Spritz Society, were sending me different spritzes.
Hold on real quick.
Yes.
Give it up for the spritz bitch, everybody.
I'm a spritz rich spritz bitch. So Spritz Society, I think nobody tell them, accidentally sent me 2 boxes. So they sent me 1 box with 4 flavors, and then a couple days later I got the same exact box.
I mean, you can always give it to friends.
Oh, it's gonna be anytime you come to my house, I will be offering up the pickled flavor Spritz Society.
You should get your own spritz little fridge. Also, whatever you just said, like I'm a rich spritz bitch.
Spritz rich spritz bitch.
Well, we'll get it down, and then that'll be your Real Housewives tagline.
I'm a spritz rich spritz bitch.
The way you said, you're so good at punching it at the end.
So anyways, one of the other there was a third spritz company that entered the chat that I wasn't gonna like really make a video about or talk about or whatever, because I'm like, I'm not getting paid for this shit, right? I'm not getting commission. I'll like post about it on my story, whatever. I have it here.
Well, you're getting paid in spritzes.
I'm getting paid in spritzes. So it's called Saint Spritz, not sponsored by Girls Unscripted, but could be. And it's JoJo Fletcher from The Bachelorette Spritz. I brought some in for Carolyn and our producer Rachel, because I'm spritz rich, and Carolyn was like, I think I'm gonna drink this right now, but just in case, I actually brought you a second one that I was gonna unveil on the podcast if you wanted to try it, because I think we need to talk about this because this is shocking.
Okay, well, while you get it, can I say this is so cute?
The Saint Spritz packaging is the cutest I've ever seen.
This
the box
design
is everything.
Is precious.
So I also brought you the Spritz Society Craig Conover.
Oh my God, it says his name on it.
Not only does this, okay guys, I just need to talk about this real fast.
Oh my God.
I learned from getting this sent to me. I understand the Loverboy Spritz Society lore so much more now, because like all my comments were like, well, Loverboy is a tea and Spritz Society is a spritz, like they're very different. This is a iced tea flavored spritz.
Okay.
It says by Craig Conover. On the back, it said, Spritz Society teamed up with Craig to make this delicious and refreshing spritz with just the right amount of sweetness. Enjoy a charming trip down south with every sip. So I could understand why Kyle got upset about this, because it's iced tea, which is what Loverboy is.
So it is a spritz or it's not? I'm confused.
It's an iced tea flavored spritz that Craig did like a collab
So it is
on.
a spritz.
It's a spritz, but it's iced tea flavored. So
I still call it a spritz.
No, it's a spritz. It's an iced tea flavored spritz.
Is that what Loverboy is?
So Loverboy has spritzes and they have iced tea.
We need a whiteboard.
I know.
This is too
honestly,
much.
maybe we should do that, because it is fucking confusing. But I think the original Loverboy recipe was iced tea. So I think the reason that Kyle is upset is not only because Craig did a collab with a different spritz company where he could have easily done Loverboy by, Craig Conover, but he has apparently that was the deal that Kyle was working on with him.
Well, that adds a little more color to it.
Allegedly.
Okay.
But not only did he decide to partner with another drink company, but his signature flavor is tea, which is what Kyle's thing is.
So tea. Everyone's tea. I get it.
And that's the tea.
I still think there needs to be a Venn diagram, because I don't entirely understand where this lies.
It's fucking stupid.
Also, how easy is it to make a spritz these days?
Apparently pretty fucking easy.
My God, everyone has one.
So it's your choice. I think I would drink this one for dinner.
I mean, why can't I do both? Because I'm driving.
It's only 2.
Yeah, it's only 2.
They're
I'm not
less
gonna
than
lie.
5%.
I'm not gonna lie. Okay, I know you liked the JoJo Fletcher flavor one, but the idea of having an iced tea right now sounds good. An iced tea flavored spritz, I don't know.
Let me tell you something. Between us Girls Unscripted girlies, I hated Spritz Society, but I liked that flavor. Also, it looks really nice with your nails.
It does. It looks like, oh my God.
But the iced tea flavored Spritz Society, I will say, was good. The other flavors, dude, like I said earlier, they have a pickle flavor.
Ooh.
I didn't like it.
Was that exciting to you? Or yeah, that doesn't sound exciting to me.
So yeah, save this one for later. But yeah, go ahead, drink that. It wasn't bad.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I'm also a Paige girly. I feel kind of weird. Maybe I should go with the other one.
I gave it to you.
This one's colder.
Carolyn, no one's going to like arrest you for drinking a Spritz.
You know
Society.
what? But I'm a girl's girl and I just want everyone to know that. Will you open it for me? I just got my nails done. I get paranoid.
They look great.
Thank you so much.
We are just doing the most free promotion on this fucking podcast. At this point, we've given up on sponsors. We're just like, you know what? We'll buy it ourselves.
I will say, okay, hold on. I'm going to take a sip. Okay, first of all, the smell was interesting. Did you have that happen?
I even said this in a video. They taste better than they smell.
That smell is, no offense, it's a little weird.
They taste better than they smell for sure.
Oh my God, it smells like it's like a rotten, sorry, that's so mean. It smells like it's a mistake.
Yeah, that's what they all smell like.
And then, but you taste it and it tastes good, but you just can't smell it.
The Spritz Society to me, the only way I could describe it is it's kind of like this. Like it's got kind of like a bitter,
yes,
yeah.
That's exactly it is. It's making my face squunch.
Yeah, squunch.
Oh, the smell. You don't think that's like rancid?
Yeah, I don't like the smell.
Offense.
No,
offense.
I don't like the smell.
Oh my God,
just
we're
stop
never gonna
smelling
get sponsored.
it.
Yeah, you're right. I just need to drink it.
I'd rather be sponsored by Loverboy or.
Yeah, if we had a
Same
choice.
Spritz, yeah.
But I will say JoJo Fletcher is one of my favorite bachelorettes.
Well, that's good to know because her Spritz fucking rocks.
And her husband is also one of my favorite bachelor contendees of all time, I guess.
Wait, did she marry who she ended up with on The Bachelor?
Yes. And you know who she married? Are they married now? I think they were engaged for a long time. I think they finally got married. It's Aaron Rodgers' brother.
Oh, I did hear that.
Which was crazy to watch during the time because he was like, I don't talk to my brother. It's a weird thing. And so like it was this like other plot line we couldn't really talk about, but we knew the context for. It was very interesting.
And you guys all probably wanted to know about it.
And we were like, tell us about Aaron.
We
watched that documentary recently. Also very good. Okay.
I know we started right off on the Spritz stuff, but I want to talk about some life stuff. I want you to fill me in on your weekend.
My weekend, okay, so I did something cool for once in my goddamn life, but only because of my cool friends. Shout out to Sydney, who I think mention every week on this podcast.
We love Sydney.
What if Sydney didn't exist?
Yeah. We just pretended like we had this friend,
We
Sydney.
just made up this cool
That
friend,
would be a
Sydney.
good bit.
That would be a good bit if we could hold it
Also,
up.
not sponsored by Sydney.
Not sponsored by Sydney, but could be Sydney. We'll talk about it. Okay, have you seen those TikToks of the AM radio coffee shop raves?
Yes. I almost went and I didn't go. I saw you were there.
We went to it this weekend and it's called AM Radio and it has 3 DJs and I can't even remember the first one. The second one was one I'd never heard of called Angry Baby, which Angry Baby, let me tell you, is for the millennials.
Ooh.
We were jamming to some old school like bops, like
love.
mixed in, but you know, cool style. So I mean, Slave for You, or not Slave for You, was it? I think it was Slave for You. I mean, a bunch of like old classics mixed in. And then it was It's Murph, who's like pretty big DJ. But the sad thing was that in Venice, this is just at a random coffee shop, okay? So it is like in a parking lot of a coffee shop. And I guess they didn't get the permits or whatever because halfway through It's Murph's set, they shut it down.
Really?
And It's Murph had to be like, all right, this is my last song. Some guy went and we were right by the speaker and he just yanked the speaker.
No.
And we were like, boo! We were so upset. And then we were gone before we knew it.
That's really surprising to me because they, market this all over the place. Like you would think that
there was a little more structure in place to make sure this didn't happen, especially if you get a big DJ like that to like, can you imagine if you had to tell like R.I.P. Avicii, like, hey, dude, sorry, we're gonna cut you off.
Yeah.
Like, it's embarrassing.
Well, it's also interesting that there was also 2 DJs before that.
Yes.
Also earlier, for those of you that don't know, the whole point of this thing is to be at a DJ set not at 2 a.m.
Right.
Not really drinking, just you're going for the music to drink coffee and vibe.
Yeah.
So the fact that they probably had DJs starting at like 10 a.m.
They did.
But
That's when
they
started.
cut this guy off who was probably on at like a normal time, like 1 p.m.
I know. That's what we looked at each other and when it was done, it was like, it's only 1:30.
Wow.
We've been dancing for hours and it is 1:30. It was the best thing ever.
Sounds like a dream.
It sounds like a dream. And so I hope I don't know if it's going to keep going because obviously this snafu, but I bet they'll find another venue or something.
Yeah.
And we need to go to it next time. And we want to like make it a thing and go to like breakfast and get mimosas and like do, even though it's supposed to be more of a sober thing, but it's really fun. It's just a day rate.
You know what would be so fun though? I know it is like quote supposed to be a sober thing, but I'm taking it more as just like a not staying out late thing. Do brunch at a normal brunch time. For example, for me, brunch is 1 p.m. Some people are like, Kate, that is psychotic. Brunch is like between 10 and 11.
I think it can go to 1.
I think it can go to 1, but let's say you go to brunch at like 11, right?
Yeah.
10.
Yeah.
Get some drinks.
Yeah.
Get a little toasty. Then by the time you show up at AM radio, you're ready to dance, ready to vibe. Go home. Get home by what? 3? Take a little nap. You got a whole night ahead of you.
Here's the only thing in that plan is that the line was so long that we were actually really cool badass bitches and jumped the wall.
Are you serious?
I mean, it wasn't a huge wall. It was just a tiny one. But yeah, we did it. And people were trying to block us out to not do it. I mean, we were those girls. And I was like, I'm so sorry. I'm so ashamed. But we weren't, because we got in. And it was like, we otherwise wouldn't be able to do it.
That is the most beautiful visual I've ever had. Like 4 women over 30 breaking into a coffee shop before noon.
And I felt old there. I did feel old, but I also didn't give a fuck because it was really fun.
It's meant for old people.
Yes.
So the young people should feel weird.
There was a kid there. This like beautiful couple brought their 8-year-old kid there.
Now, see, I fuck with that though.
So, I know. I was like, don't show Kyle this, because he'll be like, see, our lives don't have to change. We can do everything the same.
Damn, you're absolutely right. That is exactly what he would say.
So that was the highlight of my weekend. How about yours?
Honestly, my weekend was solid. I didn't really do anything too crazy, although I did do one final shop at Forever 21. Do you hear they're closing?
No.
Bankruptcy. They're blaming
Every
Shein.
company's going
They're
through
blaming Shein and Temu, which I'm like, sure. That makes sense to me, but being in there, I was always a bitch for Forever 21. Like, I still wear shit that I bought at Forever 21 back in like 2013, right? Yeah. Being in there, you know, recently, I understand why they're closing. The quality is bad. The clothes are bad. Everything's a crop top.
But we still bought it. But maybe this new generation.
I think it changed.
Yeah.
I think before it was just like a fun little clothes store, and I think now it's like super duper fast fashion. I don't know. And maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it was always like that and I just didn't realize it. But I was quite disappointed being in there. I did buy some things. I bought some things to wear to Coachella.
I was going to say, for festival gear, Forever 21 was a good stop.
Yeah. And I'm going to miss it. I did love Forever 21. It's just a bit of a nostalgic thing.
That's
for me.
sad. You know who else is going into bankruptcy? 23andMe.
Oh, unfortunately, they have my DNA.
And so there's like this article in the New York Times that was like, download your DNA and then delete it forever. Dude, because it's going to get sold and then whoever's going to have it.
Thank you for reminding me. I actually have to put that on my to-do list, because Dan came home from work on Monday. He's like, you got to delete everything off 23andMe. I'm like, Dan, they have it. Like,
that's me too. I'm like, let them have it. What good is it going to know that they like that people know that I'm a big part Neanderthal? Like, it's not that big of a deal.
Well, I think if you like utilized 23andMe the way that it was meant to be utilized, you could do like all the health stuff.
Well, that's what we're wanting to do it for.
But apparently, this is what Dan was saying. He could be a bit of a conspiracy theorist,
I
but
love it.
you can never be too safe, I guess.
Yeah.
If they sell this information to insurance companies, and insurance companies see that you have a history of diabetes in your family or something like that, they could raise your health insurance because they know you'll cost them more.
Okay, I agree. I think I'm in a privileged enough position where there's no markers in my DNA, but you don't know what markers they're going to find out in the future. So They have your DNA. So even if they don't have it now, they could figure it out, like, oh, like her spine sucks or something, and then raise it later. I don't know. I still am not too worried about it, but I will do it. I'll delete it.
Well, here's the thing. What's going to change, you know? I think.
Well, I don't want my insurance to go up.
No, but what I'm saying is like, why wouldn't you just delete all the data?
Oh yeah, exactly.
Right.
Yeah, I think there's no reason to keep it.
The point of keeping 23andMe was the more people that would do it, the more information you get about your family. I don't think anybody's signing up for 23andMe right now.
No, I don't think you can even anymore. I think it's a dump and run.
But if 23andMe wants to reach out for a sponsorship, I mean,
can you imagine the final week of 23andMe's life?
Use code GIRLS23.
Flash sale. Ever wondered where you come from? Find out today.
That is
for 4 more days.
That would be so funny. Oh, well, first I want to give a shout out to my dad, who has been heavy listening to Girls Unscripted.
Yes, Dad.
But here's the thing. He said he stops once we start talking about Vanderpump Rules. He's like, I just want to hear about what you guys are up to.
Oh, that's so sweet.
Yeah, and that's cute. But he told me that he actually the other day asked his Alexa to play Girls Unscripted, and she played. She knew.
Oh my God, Alexa knows us.
Yeah, he was like, Alexa knows who we are. He was like, it was so cool. I just asked her to play it, and she played it. And I tried it, and it did. And it will say like, now playing Girls Unscripted, Vanderpump Rules recap, season 5, episode whatever. Like, and it'll name like.
Stop.
And it was like, title, Kristen Doute, the original traitor. So it is really cool. So shout out to my dad for figuring that out.
Interesting. Cool. Well, Gabbers, you heard it here first.
Yeah.
Just tell Alexa whenever you want to hear our sweet mellifluous voices.
Mellifluous?
I think that's how you say it.
I'm not even going to question it. That's a sick ass word.
We're just going to, if I made it up.
I'm going to name that my first child mellifluous.
It kind of sounds like Maleficent.
It does, but I like it.
Anyways.
All right, I actually have some quick reality TV news for you.
Hit me with it.
I'm sure you heard about some, maybe not all. Garcelle leaving Real Housewives of Beverly Hills.
I don't know why. Did she say why?
I don't think she said why. Well, she was like, it's my son's last year in high school. I want to spend more time with them, yada, yada. All the comments were basically like, good, get the fuck out of there. In a positive way of like, you don't need to be on that show anymore.
Yeah, and almost the show is dragging her down.
Right.
Like she's so. I love the housewives that are such bad bitches that it's like, you don't need this.
Yeah, get out of there.
Like, you do not need this.
Yeah, you're doing them a favor by being there. So that's the consensus I'm getting about that. Teresa Giudice and her husband Louis owe $3 million in taxes.
Teresa.
You know what? While we're on this topic, I have something to say. I want to make an addendum, where it's like an asterisk.
Amendment.
I want to do an asterisk to something I said a couple episodes ago when I told you I started watching Real Housewives of New Jersey and that I loved Teresa.
Okay.
And you looked at me like I was crazy. I get it now. I'm on season 4. Melissa and Joe are on. She's a bad friend, a bad sister.
I want to like her so badly. Because I don't know. I feel I try and then I can't every time. But I bet if we were, kikiing, she would be fun. I say that. I don't. I'm not into her. I'm not into her.
I get it. She was fun to. Well, it's what a lot of comments I've been getting is like she is amazing reality TV and super fun to watch, but she's like a horrible person.
And I didn't look into this, so you can tell me the details. But it sounds like she's just an idiot again with this money stuff.
It is. Everyone's just kind of like, Teresa, what are you doing? And apparently, her husband Louis already in December 2024 owed money separately in taxes.
And did Teresa say she just didn't know?
See, I haven't gotten that far in the show yet.
I don't know. Well, Teresa, for spoiler alert, she's just going to say, I didn't know. I didn't know.
Yeah, she knows a bit more than she lets off. It's like, it really is history repeating itself. It's crazy.
So it's kind of sad.
And Real Housewives of Miami news. Do you watch that?
Yes.
Alexia and Todd finalized their divorce.
They hadn't been divorced yet?
Apparently, they were like trying to save their marriage. And then finally were like, yeah.
Okay, good.
That's what I'm understanding.
I'm glad they're realizing it's time to move that train along.
The trailer for Love Hotel came out.
Okay, I didn't watch it.
Okay. Again, I'm a fucking Housewives fraud. I have not watched any of the seasons that these 4 housewives are on.
Okay, can you give us a reminder of who they are?
It's Luann.
Okay.
Sonia.
Okay.
Ashley Darby.
Oh, God.
And
Giselle. Oh, my God.
But I will say, as someone who pretty much knows nothing about them, I think this looks so good.
I'm so excited.
I could be alone in that. I think it looks really good. And I believe it premieres April 27th.
I saw other people review that the trailer looked bomb.
Okay, good. I thought it looked really interesting. And it's always fun to see like people from other shows interact with each other.
Yes. It feels like when you were little and you saw your teacher at the movies, you're like, whoa, you don't go here.
Dude, one time in fucking 10th grade, I saw my math teacher in the fitting room of Victoria's Secret trying on bras.
Oh.
Miss Schweizer.
That's so cute. Did you ask her opinion?
I didn't like her because right before Miss Schweizer. Right before I saw her in this Victoria's Secret, she called my parents and was like, your daughter's really struggling in math. I would recommend that she do a summer program. So my parents sent me to a summer fucking program for math.
So she's high on your shit.
And even though I passed her class, barely, but I was pissed at her. So then I had to see her at the mall.
Did you see her and go, your tits look saggy, and then walk off?
Well, sadly, she actually was pretty young. And I remember being like, she kind of has nice boobs.
Oh, how time changes perspective.
Anyway, speaking of a bunch of reality stars on a show together, Hulu announced a new competition reality show.
Tell me about it.
It's called Got to Get Out, and it's 10 members of reality royalty and 10 members that are like reality rookies. So like the reality royalty is like Spencer Pratt, Claire Crawley from The Bachelor,
Those are good.
Demi Burnett, who was on The Bachelor.
That's good.
Someone from the Golden Bachelor. God, lots of Bachelor people. Val from Dancing with the Stars. Omarosa, Kim Zolciak.
Again?
Yeah, but I liked Omarosa on House of Villains.
She was good.
And then the reality rookies are people like someone from Squid Games The Challenge, someone from The Bachelor, like in a different country, someone from Big Brother in a different country, like people we haven't really heard of.
They're taking the MTV formula a little bit. Like this is what they did on The Challenge.
You're right. What's also kind of also reminds me of what they did the first season of the Traitors, where they had half reality stars, half not.
Yes.
I'll be watching. 2 final things. Lewber is coming out with a podcast where she is giving one-on-one astrology readings to celebrity guests.
That's cute. I'll listen to it.
I'll allow it.
Once
and
or
then
twice.
like I wouldn't like it if she was just like interviewing stars like what Giudice is about to do on hers, but I like that she's using like what she loves. Like she's using her platform to achieve like what she actually wants to do in life, which I think is cool.
And can we go back and can I say I like Gia?
I like Gia, although in the
wanted-
episode I saw she just had a fucking conniption, but she's 10 years old, so I'll let it
She's
slide.
10. We gotta give her some slack.
But this poor girl has really been through some shit.
Yeah.
So yeah, I like her too.
Waking up in the morning, thinking about so many things. I'm just saying I don't get better.
Carolyn, I just saw that episode like a couple of days ago. Finally, I've been waiting to get to it. The fact that it took place in a pizza shop. I didn't know that. And I didn't realize it was at Melania's birthday party, which Melania is a literal terrorist.
Melania, they give the husband a run for his money. What's
I don't
name?
blame him. I feel like he wanted to go to jail.
Yeah.
Please deport me. Please.
You can tell he was like gunning for that son. That just never came.
Never happened. And then lastly, in November 2025, Miss Patricia will be coming out with a book called Eat, Drink, and Remarry. And it'll be all about the South and Southern charm. And
Well, I best be reading that one.
Yeah, I know you. It will be, I bet you she'll spill tea. She's old, so why not?
Yeah.
Like, what do you have to lose?
Nothing to lose.
She does not care about what people think about her.
Yep, we are all going to die and be forgotten.
Carolyn.
Sorry, I'm so sorry.
What the fuck?
I'm so sorry.
Oh my God.
I think it's the spritz. I think it's the spritz. The
Takes
tea.
one
It's
sip.
one or the other. Yeah, so sorry.
It's
Woo.
okay. Hey, but you know what? You're right.
It's so true.
Except for us, because this podcast will live on in infamy.
To our kids.
And yeah, I feel like that is kind of the big news that's going on these days.
Thank you for catching me up. That was very efficient.
I mean, look, by the time this podcast comes out, there's going to be like 40 other crazy things that just happened.
Yeah,
so.
well, I mean, every year the reality family gets bigger and therefore more chances for craziness to happen.
Very true. Also, speaking of different reality shows intermingling, that does kind of bring us to our episode of Vanderpump Rules this week.
Oh my God, it does.
Because this is an episode where we basically get half Vanderpump Rules, half Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. We are recapping Vanderpump Rules Season 2, Episode 9, titled Rich People Annoy Me, an iconic line.
Mm-hmm.
So we start off this episode at SUR, where I guess they're having like a staff meeting, but this is like the most forced scene I've ever seen. Stassi isn't even in a uniform. But basically Lisa is just prepping the team that her friends are coming in, which is the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills.
Her friends.
And to be ready. And Lisa has assembled this all-star team to take care of them.
Which is everyone except Sheena, because, she fucked Brandy's husband.
Mm-hmm.
And then Kristen, because she's Kristen.
Exactly. And at one point during this episode, Sheena even had the nerve to be like, yeah, I dated her husband, but that was so long ago. Get over it.
I was going to say when we got there, the audacity Sheena has about this situation. It is as if it was not a big deal at all in the slightest. They had multiple kids together.
Right. Just because it wasn't a big deal to Sheena doesn't mean it wasn't a big deal to, I don't know, the wife and children of this man. Crazy.
Oh God, I noted that as well.
And I will say this episode was overwhelming to me because there was just so much back and forth. He said, she said, fighting. But Carolyn, I got to give it to you. You were right. You mentioned in a past episode that Tom and Ariana, there were rumors about them at Coachella. And I was like, no, I think that was Raquel. I can't believe it was Ariana and Raquel.
Yes.
So that is kind of where this episode starts, where it's revealed from Jax that there was a cheating rumor about Tom and Ariana hooking up at Coachella.
Yes. This episode is confusing because it's so much about so he says to her that they said this about them at one point. Tom confronts Jax about him spreading rumors that Tom and Ariana met up at Coachella, were grinding up on each other, and made out behind a port-o-potty. Jax says he never said those things, and Katie and Stassi are just making it up.
Mm-hmm. And one of my favorite parts of this scene too was like the rumor mill is milling, right? And everyone's talking about it. And Katie is the one that I guess had started talking about this. And Jax says, literally, this is exactly how Jax says it. He says, why are you waiting until now to bring this up? That's a good point. Did you hear him say that? So he says to Katie, why are you waiting now to bring this up? And then immediately after, Jax says, that's a good point. Almost like saying to himself, yeah, that's a good point, Jax. That's a good point, actually. Did you guys, and he looks at Tom, he's like, that's a good point. Like, basically, he was like, did you guys hear that? That's actually a really good point, Katie. Like, why are you saying this now? And it's like, because it's relevant now. Right now is when Kristen is having an absolute conniption.
It's like his demons are speaking and he's like noticing the demons talking and he's like, oh, great point, demon.
I was seeing like some voices going on in his head in that scene. There was another like hilarious back and forth in this scene too, where Kristen decides, you know what, I'm going to confront Tom about this. I'm going to go through his phone. So she goes through his phone and she goes, even though she already knew he called Ariana because she looked at his fucking phone records.
Right.
She goes, why did you call Ariana? Tom says, because. And then Tom says to Kristen, is there alcohol in there to her drink? And Kristen goes, obviously. It was like I loved it. I loved how unserious such a serious scene is. You can tell they've just been through this a million times.
I mean, like at one point, Tom, he like slams his fist and storms off saying, be my girlfriend or don't. And I need Kristen to pick don't. Like I need her to not be the girlfriend anymore.
We need her to go from Doty to don't.
To don't.
Kristen Doute.
So stupid, but so good.
No, it was so stupid. I do just want to say, piggybacking off of like how Kristen and Tom have this huge blow up. Tom storms out screaming. I listened to one of Jax's many Bravo Hot Mic episodes that he's been doing recently, and he does tell a story about how even before they were filming Vanderpump Rules, basically Alex Baskin says the two best workers at SUR were Kristen and Tom. Kristen was a great server and Tom was a great bartender. And Jax goes, yeah, when they weren't fighting.
He said that Kristen was a good server?
And Lisa has said that in the past, that if she wasn't such a good server, she would have fired her.
Oh, I must have just missed this. Because at this point, I'm like, why would anyone keep her employed?
Well, now she's going, and look, she doesn't lose her job that far off from now. But Jax said in one of these interviews that even before they started filming, like people would be like patrons would be waiting for their fucking steak and Kristen would be crying in the back over something Tom did. And that was before they were even filming the show. So I understand why Katie and Stassi are like, why are you even going to confront him, Kristen? Why are you going to confront him about the phone thing? Are you going to do anything about it? Because this seems like that's something that's been happening for years and years and years.
And here's the thing. If like at this type of lesson you must go through at some point, like early 20s or something, but she's in her 30s, right? Like she should know that this is not a good thing. She needs to walk away. Like we've already gone through this lesson before, probably.
Yeah, they're both in their 30s at this point, I believe.
Like we need to have another approach at this because it's clearly not working.
Something is not working here. All right, the next scene is recording studio ? They're in a man's bedroom. Did you notice?
I didn't even notice
Sheena's
that.
sitting on a bed with navy blue sheets. So basically, Sheena goes into the recording studio. It is a bedroom, which whatever, that happens. I actually one time was on a friend's podcast and it was in someone's like studio apartment, and it was like they transformed it into a recording studio, but they had a bed in there. But the fact that
did you feel uncomfortable at any point in the process?
It was a little weird to be somewhere where like there is a bed and
was
like
it a
surrounded
guy or
by
a girl?
men. Yeah, it was 3 guys that were in there.
Oh.
But like the 2 guys were my friends, and then there was like the recording guy.
Right.
But like, yeah, it's like I don't know. I just was like, gosh, Sheena. But she obviously switched recording studios. But what's iconic about this is that she recorded Good as Gold in a bedroom.
I know. I was gonna say we're knocking the surroundings, but we're not knocking the byproduct.
Oh, 100%.
Good as Gold. The Kesha like rap, everything is just, we're seeing magic and we don't even realize it.
They ask her to bring Kesha energy, and I gotta admit, that's exactly what she brings.
She gave it really well.
Yeah, she did an amazing job.
Claim to fame, Kesha went to my school for 1 year. High school.
Wait, really?
Yeah. When she was in middle school. So it's not a claim to fame
that's interesting.
at all. But
I think that's interesting.
I'll show you her yearbook photo. It's very funny.
I would actually enjoy in Tennessee.
Yeah. Nashville, baby. Music City.
Interesting. So yeah, this is the first time we as an audience hear Good as Gold, and Sheena does say in a talking head, it's very commercial, very catchy. And I just thought to myself, if only she knew like that this would be her song that would like live on in infamy. And Sheena has always had confidence. Like you got to give her that. She always knew what she did was going to be good, even when it wasn't.
And you say infamy, but I think for her, infamy is still like funny. Like that, it's not negative. It's fantastic. Yeah. Like either way, there's no press is bad press.
You're absolutely right. Did you see the Jonas Brothers thing Sheena did this past weekend?
No.
So Sheena was on an episode of Jonas Brothers where she plays the pizza girl, and I guess there were like, and they make like a song about the pizza girl, and she's just like in the music video when she was way younger, way like before Vanderpump Rules.
Oh.
So there was like some sort of like Jonas Brothers like concert thing this weekend, and they were like playing the music video, and Sheena came out like dressed as the pizza girl.
You know, she was just so excited.
And people were giving her so much shit of like, of course Sheena would do this. I'm like, that is Sheena. Like at this point, like you gotta love it. Like I'm not the biggest Sheena fan, but I am a fan of her just leaning in. Dude, she was the bat on The Masked Singer. Do you see that?
Oh my gosh, yes. I only saw like the TikTok of her reveal.
And then she got a bat tattoo. Sheena like leans into Sheena, and I've grown to just accept and love it.
And also, I mean, if you're seeing, quote unquote, whether you like it or hate it, it is a level of success. I mean, if you're being dragged onto the Jonas concert stage, that's exciting. If you're being on The Masked Singer, I mean, yeah, you're not like name a famous actress. I don't know. You're not Julia Roberts, but it's still exciting for someone, especially like Sheena. Like, give her props. Game recognizes game.
Game recognizes game. I feel like she understands the assignment of where she falls in this world.
Yes.
So like she not only will go on stage dressed as the fucking pizza girl, but she will give it her all. She will take pictures with the fans. She will do the interviews. Like
she will make merch. She will do the whole thing.
And Vanderpump Rules is over. She might never be on a show again. And everyone's so eye-rolly, like, oh, of course Sheena's trying to stay relevant. Yeah, duh. Sheena's been trying to be relevant since before Vanderpump Rules.
Also, keep in mind, when she's doing these things, it ain't for free. She's getting paid to do what she loves to do best, which is be relevant.
Yeah.
I mean, if you like, not unsubstantial amounts of money, probably hundreds of thousands of dollars to do these things.
I would argue the Jonas Brothers thing probably was free.
You think it was free?
Maybe.
They definitely gave her like a green room.
Maybe.
A dressing room.
Maybe.
You think she just showed up with a duffel bag and they like let her on stage?
You'll have to watch the video. It was like not at like a real concert. Like it wasn't like there was some like one part of it was at like a water park.
Okay, you're right. Hundreds of thousands of dollars is actually crazy now that I say that out loud. But maybe 50.
Maybe
enough for gas.
She got a photo with the Jonas Brothers.
That she could sell that for $2.
Some would say priceless. So, anyways. Off of Sheena.
Oh my God. Let's go to Stassi's apartment.
Okay, we got a little tarot card reading. My first thought when Katie broke out those cards was, this won't end well.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. If fate is trying to tell Kristen something, they're going to be blunt at this point.
I feel like a lot of people do tarot readings when they're like not having a good time in life, and it only makes it worse. It only validates all your worst fears.
Wait, did you see? And we have a scene, and like we come back to here, but did you see? Like, and I know we have friends that do tarot readings and stuff. Producer Rachel can do tarot readings, but the card of the like 10 of swords or whatever of just the guy dead on the ground with 10 swords stabbed in his back. I mean, it couldn't be any more poetic. It's beautiful.
You know what? Maybe those 10 swords represent all the friends that Kristen betrayed by fucking
We can
Jax.
probably list them. Okay, we've got Stassi, Katie,
her own boyfriend, Tom.
Yes, her own boyfriend, sorry. He gets an honorable mention. It impacts Lisa.
It does.
Peter, poor guy. He has to deal with the fallout at work even. I guess Ariana, because now she hates Kristen. I don't know. I mean, we're already at 7.
It just impacts everyone, including the entire cast of Drive. Moving on.
Yeah, that incident knocked them from an Oscar nom.
Literally. That's why they didn't take it that year. Now it's coined as the sex movie. They're drinking wine. Their glasses are filled to the brim. And Stassi's like, okay, we got to hurry. We have work in 2 hours. Also, they have those painted wine glasses, which is so that era. I feel like you had wine glasses like that.
Was it actually like hand painted?
It looked like it. I feel like people always did that. Like
I have old ones that like we made for parties.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had that. For my 25th birthday, we did a prom birthday party. And I did the lyrics. The theme was like closing time. So I had a lyric of closing time on everyone's cup. And I made it. Yeah, it was really fun.
That is sweet.
Yeah.
I love that.
Back in the day.
Stassi reveals that Sheena unintentionally dropped the ball and said, I don't know what happened in Vegas between Tom and Ariana. And Stassi's like, that's strange because I never fucking once mentioned Vegas.
That is a big no-no if you're trying to keep a secret. Like, you can't divulge part of the secret when denying the secret.
Exactly.
It just that doesn't work.
Yeah. It makes you look more guilty.
And like, it doesn't fit.
During this reading, Kristen is obviously getting a bad reading and Katie goes, oh God. Like Katie's being so dramatic during the scene. But you know what? I think Katie has always been a witch.
Yes, she gives, and I mean this in the best way because we're all witches. She gives great witch energy.
Yes, she does. She does.
Good witch.
It's
Glinda
a compliment.
Energy. Yeah.
It's a compliment. Glinda with the blonde hair.
Yeah, I was gonna say, but not really Glinda, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Punk Glinda.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Punk Glinda. Katie Maloney, Punk Glinda. Kristen in this scene also reveals that even if she found out that Tom cheated, which by the way, Tom's already cheated on her at this point with some randoms in Vegas and she knows about. Mm-hmm. But even if she found out that Tom cheated on her with Ariana, she might not even break up with him. And to that I say, what the fuck do these two have on each other? Why aren't they breaking up? Stassi does make a comment of like, they share the same mobile plan. But I feel like they just have so much dirt on each other that they felt like they couldn't break up. Thank God.
Interesting.
But I think thank God that Tom found out about the Jax thing when Tom knowingly hooked up with Ariana, because I feel like them both cheating on each other was the only way they could have had a clean break. Even though Kristen still didn't know that he got with Ariana. Yeah. It's the only way they could have had a clean break.
Yeah. It was like, this is a way to get out of this and it be okay.
Yeah.
It was a blessing in disguise. Also, Stassi was like, if you don't leave him, I will never respect you. And a spoiler alert, it won't matter because Stassi will lose all respect for her regardless.
And she never ever gained that respect back. Ever. And I don't fucking blame her, dude. Stassi, you know what? I think about like the older seasons when Stassi and Kristen were still interacting and then Beau came into the picture and Kristen was really like, Stassi really did have a lot of fucking patience for Kristen Doute and put up with a lot of shit. Kristen did not deserve to be friends with Stassi after that. And Jax didn't deserve to be friends with Tom after that either.
That's true.
It's not just all Kristen.
No, but yes, we can make a tangled web of who all shouldn't be friends with who at this point.
So the whole rest of the episode takes place at SUR.
And talk about a play within a play.
A play within a play. A nightmare within another nightmare. This was horrible. Oh my God, everyone fighting. So just to jog your guys' memory, if you didn't watch but you're listening along, this is taking place during season 4 of The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. That's the season that Carlton is on.
Carlton!
It's also the season
Talk about a witch.
Talk about a witch. She's a Wiccan, actually.
Yeah, sorry.
Self-proclaimed Wiccan. But also Joyce is on this season. Now, Carlton wasn't in this scene, but Joyce was. And if you remember, Joyce and Brandy did not like each other. They just come off of this group trip where, and I'm lucky that I kind of recently watched this.
You just watched this.
I recently watched this. They did a group trip somewhere, I don't fucking know where. But Joyce didn't want to swim. And Brandy made a comment of like, what are you, black? And like, I forgot how fucking inappropriate Brandy was. She's horrible.
Horrible.
And then also during this group trip, Brandy keeps calling Joyce Jacqueline because she's like, well, I don't like the name Joyce. And Joyce was really offended by that. She's like, well, you don't look like a Joyce. You look like a Jacqueline.
Talk about, have we made the connection here yet? Which, I mean, if we haven't, we will do later in this episode. Between Brandy and Kristen energy.
Interesting.
I can see them having an energy link because Brandy is also like, it's a train wreck no matter what circumstance you put them in. Yep. It's like they're going to find a way to ruin the moment or say something not great.
And again, let's connect that to Danielle Staub as well.
Yeah. we should just keep adding them to this list and then make our own show with these people.
Right. Or it's like anytime they are in a scene with someone else, they will start drama.
Yeah, exactly.
There is never a normal scene with them.
And like inappropriate drama.
Yeah.
You know, there's fun drama and then there's like Brandy.
Yeah.
Exactly. You can't say that.
Exactly. You literally can't say that. But so as Carolyn mentioned earlier, Lisa is keeping Sheena and Kristen away from the party. Peter, so just to paint a picture again, there is the party and then there's the back of the house. There's drama going on in the party and there's drama going on in the back of the house. Peter is going through the absolute ringer just trying to get Kristen to work and serve her tables. Kristen does not have to be around anybody. She's not around Tom. She's not around Ariana. All she has to do is have a normal fucking night at work. And she's not just crying on the curb at the SUR back alley. She is sobbing, dry heaving, chain smoking cigs.
Kristen comes in such a crazy mood, and Sweet Peter realizes he's in for a long night.
Longest night of his life.
He sees it right off the bat. He knows this isn't out good. Also, this scene makes me feel better about times when I have cried at work. Like, I've never been this bad. Like, and apparently this was a normal thing.
It was, and you can tell by all of their reactions
that this was a normal thing.
Because no one really cared that she was crying. That it was a normal thing.
They can't find her, that she's just not at her tables, that she's off crying on the curb. I mean,
and
what?
it's like she's also, it's not even that she's always crying, but she's crying currently about something that she just has cried about a million times before.
Let's just not forget she's crying about something that she herself has done to her boyfriend as well.
True, but they don't know that.
But they don't know that. We don't know that. But it makes it all even more bizarre in hindsight.
So basically what's going on is the housewives are fighting. Kristen is at her wit's end and Peter is truly about to explode. Like the patience that man kept was amazing.
This is where he has his one of his best lines, I think, of this is what I like to call adult babysitting.
Yeah.
That is what he does.
Yeah. And you know what? The more I'm watching these old episodes, the more I am happy that Peter is going to be the only one on the new season of Vanderpump Rules or the reboot.
Yes.
Because he does deserve it. Like he went through so much shit. So I'm glad that he's getting his time on the reboot.
Yeah. We love you. Love you, Peter.
Love you, Peter. Jax thinks that Joyce is LaToya Jackson. These people.
Oh, and then he calls the housewives the drunk United Nations.
Yeah, that's funny.
That was funny.
Sometimes Jax says things that are kind of smart. And
I know. I'm going to give him that. And props when props due.
Jax then lets it slip to Kristen. I put slip in quotes. That Tom and Ariana are bartending and together.
It felt, is he just that good? It felt like a genuine slip. Did he even know he was supposed to keep that under wraps? Because that's a weird thing to keep under wraps.
I mean, good question. It's also, we've been to SUR. It is big, but it's not that big. I'm sure she would know Ariana was there.
And if
are they sneaking her through the back?
They're filming a TV show. Like there's a lot of hubbub around all of this that's going on.
Right. And Kristen is acting as if Sandoval made the schedule.
Yes.
How could you bartend with Ariana?
Yes.
So basically, this is the last straw for her. And she flips out. And one scene that I loved was she goes to storm into the room. And Katie and Stassi physically grab her and bring her back. And what I loved about that scene in particular, just that moment, was that to me showed friendship versus wanting to make a good TV show.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I was going to say, you know what I hated about that scene? That they held her back.
Well, to me, exactly though. They cared more about Kristen. Like they were so genuine of like, stop. Like not only did they not want Kristen to embarrass herself, but they were like, that's Lisa's friends. Like you're going to lose your job.
Yes.
Like they were really protecting her in that moment.
Well, and Lisa made it very clear that especially Kristen, and I love how like it almost sounded paranoid the way Lisa was talking about Kristen of like, I don't want her coming in here with anything. It's like, how could she possibly come in and ruin this whole dinner?
Right.
Lo and behold, that is actually a risk here.
Right.
Like we actually have to hold her back from doing
it. Would be
thing.
safer if Kristen walked in with a gun. Yeah. Than with this information that Tom and Ariana are bartending together. I'd rather the gun. She's terrifying.
Oh God, Kristen.
I literally wrote a note. Honestly, there was so much fighting during this episode. I was overwhelmed. Like it was just so much fighting.
Yes.
And then Sheena then lets Ariana know what's going on, right? Everyone's just kind of letting everybody know. It is very much so like Sheena and Ariana versus Katie, Stassi, and Kristen. So then they move out into the SUR back alley because where else do you fight?
Right.
And this is a battle. It is mean girls versus mean girls.
Yeah.
Kristen confronts and accuses Ariana, but Sheena gets caught up in a shut the fuck up war with Kristen. Literally, they share about 6 or 7 shut the fuck ups back and forth.
Yeah.
You shut the fuck up. No, you shut the fuck up. No, you shut the fuck up. It's like, Sheena, actually shut the fuck up. Because as crazy as Kristen is being, she was right. It's not Sheena's fight right now. Like she's like, I'm talking to Ariana.
But then Sheena somehow made it a splinter fight off into with her and Katie of a drinking problem and all that sort of nonsense.
She absolutely splinters off and starts fighting with Katie while Kristen is fighting with Ariana, and Stassi's just sitting there.
It's so much to keep up with. When I made the sheet this week, I was like, we got to give Stassi some props. because she is well behaved this season.
Very well behaved.
And maybe it's because she's learned her lesson, or maybe it's because it's not her direct drama. Well, it's about to be, but it kind of is, I guess. But she hasn't blown up on it yet. She's done very well for herself. I see growth.
It's so funny, spoiler alert, what I'm about to say from what's ahead, how we're like, wow, yeah, she's like so calm and cool this season. But then she is the one and only woman who's ever thrown a punch, and that happens this season. Like, it has bottled up and she is done.
To be fair, the punch was kind of warranted.
Kind of.
I mean, I don't think anyone really blames us for the punch.
It was totally warranted.
And it was more of a, well, was it a punch? It was more of a
backhand.
Like a slap. Yeah, we've done this before.
You know who else has a really great backhand in reality TV? JWoww and Jersey Shore backhands Mike the Situation one time.
Oh, nice. Talk about someone who deserves a backhand every once in a while.
Yeah, I don't know why he deserved it, but I'm sure he needed it. This is where, during this scene, Ariana explains that her and Tom played poker together at the Golden Nugget, and that's it. All the gaslighting this season is a bit triggering. Everyone is lying to everyone, making everyone feel so stupid.
Yep.
Because to this day, we don't know if Tom and Ariana fucked. At least I don't think we do. But we know for a fact that, yes, we made out in the pool at the Golden Nugget. That did happen. So her saying all they did was play poker is an obvious lie. And lastly, I do think that Ariana makes a really great point at the end of this fight that, like, to Kristen, maybe Tom is the problem. And it is a little embarrassing to have Kristen yelling at Ariana when it is kind of like, I don't even fucking know you, dude. Like, we are not friends.
Yeah.
Stop yelling at me. Like, if I were Ariana, I would say, even if I hooked up with your boyfriend, that's not my problem.
Right.
It's your boyfriend. I'm not your friend.
Yeah.
Granted, you shouldn't do that knowing that they are dating. But
Right.
like, still, like, it's really not when I look.
To be fair, she is going at Tom too. It's not like she's letting Tom have a pass on this. We know that.
Right. Yeah. She is going at Tom too. And I guess it is kind of like she's just yelling at Ariana for doing what she knows she's doing. It's like, stop calling my boyfriend. But it's like, get control over your fucking boyfriend then,
Yeah.
dude. I don't know.
Or break up with your boyfriend.
I'm always team it's more the man's fault.
Totally. And trust me, Ariana against Tom, I think we know who I'm riding for.
Yeah.
But, you know, I think the bigger problem is Chris and Tom just need to break the fuck up.
They need to break the fuck up. Where's the gun?
Where?
One of them just needs to die.
Man,
it's the only way.
Violent this episode.
It's the only way. I haven't had my coffee.
That's true.
I did say that when
we know baby gets angry.
I have actually kind of, not to like go off topic, but I learned how to use, we have an espresso machine in my house. I learned how to use it.
Nice. An espresso?
Yeah. No, not an espresso. Just like regular espresso. Like, I'm a barista.
Damn.
But I am now a bit dependent on coffee. I never wanted to be this person.
In the morning, there is little that can get me out of bed, but like, oh, that Nespresso.
Yeah, it's good. But I didn't have that today, so.
That's why you're so low energy.
Mama's going to Starbucks for her lavender cold foam after this.
Can you imagine her with coffee, people?
You did that one episode.
Yeah, the energy's about the same. It just turns a little more frantic.
That was a bit frantic. I was really hot that one. I forget what we were even talking about. I was fucking pissed about something.
It's a little angrier. It's just a little angrier.
Anyways, tell us about the sheet, why don't you?
Okay.
This was,
right.
You know what? I'm closing the laptop and I'm getting comfortable because I feel like this is going to be a long one.
Hey, sit back, relax, and let's go through some crimes together.
You're not going to do this, but what if you ASMR'd the entire sheet? You couldn't.
Oh my God, I couldn't. I think we would lose literally every listener we had.
Yeah, that'd be too much.
But I will say crimes. And that I'm just going to say the word crimes.
Okay, I liked it.
Okay, Jax lies about, this was really confusing to do because there was a lot of lying about other people lying about other things.
That's what I'm saying. So much back and forth.
So, okay, Jax lies about not lying about Tom and Ariana to Katie and Stassi. 2.
Oh, this is going to be a long one.
Tom acts as if nothing, and I gave him a 2 for that because he was so adamant about it that it was weird. And he had like the whole like demon moment that we talked about. It was just, he was doubling down. Tom acts as if nothing happened between him and Ariana. 1, crazy Kristen shows up to work with Tom's call logs and confronts him with a 13-minute phone call. 2, just with the amount of heat that she comes in
And real
with.
quick, I do just want to mention, I am so impressed and give Kristen props that she has no shame to be like, yeah, I checked your call log.
Yeah.
I checked your phone records.
Yeah, but like also she could have just done that because what she do instead?
No, she checked the phone records, but then she wanted to like see it in Tom's phone.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But like, imagine like saying to your boyfriend, hey, I checked your phone records. Like,
well, okay, we didn't talk about this, but her plan was actually genius of hoping that he had deleted the call, because that would have thus proved that he was hiding the call. And so I was a little pissed that Tom didn't delete the call.
Tom doesn't delete things, as we've learned.
That would have been a blow up. Woo! Okay, so then crazy Tom gets furious at Kristen for bringing up the 13-minute phone call, accusing her of drinking, and storms off. I gave him a 2. Though they both were just very heated. Sheena thinks she's Kesha. It's a Delulu point. We're giving it a 1. Crazy Kristen shows up to SUR and refuses to work, crying in the back alley. I gave it a 2 because of the craziness she showed up with. The look and the fear in Peter's eyes made me do this for him, Peter.
Yeah,
she gets a
Peter.
2. Crazy Kristen storms out after she learns Tom and Ariana are working together, trying to disrupt Lisa's RHOBH dinner. I gave her a 3. Wow, I was really harsh on her this episode.
No, she did go in there like a fucking bull in a china shop. I do feel like a 3 is warranted because she was about to ruin Lisa's entire dinner.
Which ruins so many things. Anyways, okay. Ariana says Jax is full of shit and talking out of his ass about her and Tom, 1, which is like, he's not full of shit. So she was kind of covering her ass a little bit. Tom and Kristen get into a screaming match in the back alley about Ariana in Vegas. We didn't even talk about this. They got into a full ass screaming match in the back alley. Did we talk about this? We did. Never mind.
The fight between who again?
Kristen and Tom.
And
they themselves went to the back alley. Well, now I'm confused.
I don't remember, but you know what? Just keep it.
I have it, so I'm like, what the fuck was I meaning? Tom and Kristen get into a screaming match in the back alley.
Well, they got in a screaming match at the table. It wasn't in the back alley. It was like in a back table.
No, but I think they also went to the back alley.
Oh.
Like, see, I think it went from like one place to another, then to another.
You know what? I can't even fault you on this or me because there was so much fighting. Just keep it because I'm sure it fucking happened.
It actually, God, it must have happened because I gave them both a 2. Because I remember thinking, man, they are screaming.
Okay, then keep it.
They are screaming at each other.
Keep it. No, you're right. Because I actually made a note of like Kristen is acting as if Tom made the schedule.
Yes.
So like she did
because
yell
she
at him.
confronts him saying like, you didn't tell me you were going to work with Ariana.
Yes.
And then, okay. You
got it.
Kristen,
it was hard to keep up this episode, obviously.
There's a lot going on. Kristen yells at Ariana about Vegas at work, 1. Katie yells at Sheena about getting involved in things. Oh, okay, this is the mean girl fight. It was really hard to give points here. Okay, so I gave Sheena a 1 because she was acting kind of crazy. I gave Katie a 1 because she did yell back at Sheena, but Sheena did call Katie like a drunk. So that was mean. Ariana says she just played poker with Tom at the Golden Nugget.
Lie.
That was a lie. That's a 1. And then I did give Sheena a 2 for saying the drinking problem thing because that we just don't like. That's not nice to say on camera. So this episode, we have a star. And that star is Kristen Doute.
Yeah, could have seen that one coming.
We have Stassi with 0. I couldn't even get one thing out of her that I'm like, I can't really fault her for anything this episode. Yeah. Jax at a 2, also of him being crazy up top.
Yeah, he was just talking shit, yeah.
Sheena at a 3. Kristen at an 11. Like, this was really one of her best episodes. Sandoval with 4, Schwartz 0, Katie 1, Ariana 2.
Was Schwartz even in this episode?
Absolutely not. We didn't see his face one time. So, the totals through episode 9. In last place, we have Schwartz with 3 points this whole season.
Valid.
That makes sense. Then we have Ariana with 9 points.
Yeah.
And she's about tied with Katie for 10 points.
Okay.
Then we move into like the next tier, I like to call it, with Stassi at 17 points and Sheena at 19 points. Okay, then we do the step function to Sandoval at 30 points.
Wow.
Then we get Jax at 39 points. And Kristen is at 46 points.
And we're not even 10 episodes in yet.
And we're not 10 episodes
46 points. Compared to Schwartz's like 3.
Schwartz is 3, which was like egging Jax on to make out with someone. Like,
wow.
I mean, we knew this was going to happen.
We knew it.
And I'd say like, even if I've, here and there, it's really hard to give points sometimes. But big picture, this kind of sounds right.
Oh, 100%. I don't question it at all.
Yeah. This kind of sounds like where we're at.
Yeah. Now, real quick follow-up from the start of the episode, or this episode. I want to know what your thoughts are on the lemon iced tea now that you've had a couple sips.
Kate, I had to stop drinking it.
Yeah.
The smell it's weird.
Yeah. I think it wasn't super cold. And
No, you're being nice because I feel like I'm being too mean.
You got no stake in this game.
This is true. Had they paid me, now I would have said, give me more some of that lemon iced tea. But no.
Tastes even better with a stuffy nose.
Exactly. But no, it's just the smell really got to me. Even holding it out from my mouth, I could smell it.
See, I did not mind the lemon iced tea flavor. I didn't really like the other ones. You know what's interesting? Do you know who Lauren Bossick is? She's the host of The Skinny Confidential. Yes. Have you heard of The Skinny Confidential?
Yes, but let me just look her up.
And they do like the Him and Her podcast. I wouldn't know. I only know her because I've listened to it sometimes. She also did a collab with Spritz Society. Right. And her flavor is pink lemonade. And it's another one that's like, oh, it's so sweet.
Oh, you don't like it?
I didn't dislike it. It's my second favorite flavor next to that one.
Okay.
But it was just fine.
I'll say I'm excited to try JoJo's at some point.
It's really good.
Someone has a toga party coming up.
Yeah, we're hosting.
And there might be some spritzes there.
Let me see. But I think it'll only be Spritz Society. I said to Dan, I wish that Loverboy and Saint Spritz were the ones that accidentally sent me extra spritzes.
Well, now we're not getting anything from Spritz Society.
And we don't need it.
Can we tell Loverboy, hey, we're having a party. It'd be great if you could contribute even further.
Well, so, can I say something? Kyle Cook has been in my DMs.
Shut up.
Yeah, because I guess he was like, hey, I just saw your limoncello review. I didn't even know my team sent that. That's awesome, blah, blah, blah. And then just like sent like facts. It was very like copy and paste. Like Loverboy is 10% this and blah, blah, blah. And he was like, glad you liked it, whatever. And I just responded and was like, yeah, it's really good. Honestly, like I was really surprised how much I loved it. I love all you guys on Summer House. Thanks for making summer fun, whatever. Easy done.
Yeah.
Well, then I did another Spritz review and then he commented back.
Did you say the exact same thing?
No, he was like, I'm not going to say exactly what he said in the DMs.
Well, we're going to turn this camera off and you're going to say what
I'll tell you after. But he basically was just like, I'm glad that it was obvious that you like Loverboy over Spritz Society.
Well, and that's a fair thing as a founder to say.
Yeah. And I did like, and I will tell that to anyone, I did like Loverboy better. But people will argue they're very different. I didn't think they were that different.
Well, I think that argument still is kind of confusing, but I see what you're saying.
It's all confusing.
It's all confusing.
Where's the whiteboard?
It's all spritz. It's all tea.
And that's the tea.
And that is the tea from us.
Don't forget to rate us, share us. You know what would be cool? If when we like post an episode, you guys share it.
That would be so cool.
Like post about it on like Instagram or something.
If you tell like one friend, then we'd have 3 listeners.
Even if it's an imaginary friend named Sydney. not that we have one of those.
Even if you need to make up a fake account and send it to them,
just do that.
I'll still count it.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, everyone. We love you, Gabbers, so much.
Kisses.
Until next time, episode 10, here we come.
Woo.
Bye.